Welcome back to Soldier Field. Incredible scenes here. Ireland have beaten the All Blacks for the first time in history. Incredible game, incredible result. Eddie O'Sullivan does a rank her as the greatest Irish.
Yeah, it has to be. I think in the circumstances playing this All Blacks team who were in an incredible run of form and really made them look very, very ordinary over 80 minutes. They had their purple patch, but we weathered it and we killed them off that final score. It was just an incredible performance across the board. Hard to pick out anybody. It was so good.
Yeah, we knew they were going to come back in at 30 minutes. We knew those tries were coming. I think 52, 56, 63 minutes. It looked bored. It looked really worrying from Ireland's point of view. Back to 33, 29. How did they manage to wrestle that back, that momentum?
Well, the key was not to panic. You know, the game slowed down a little bit for a while, and I think the key issue there was when we broke out that time and we got into the corner, we had to score anything at all, because at that stage, had New Zealand kind of held us out, I think they would have had one more shot at it. But once Robbie Henshaw touched down, there was no way back. But that was absolutely, I think the two crucial scores in the game, like the first half was superb, but score to start the second half and Robbie Henshaw's try at the end, that really was, they were key in breaking the momentum. The All Blacks came out in the second half and we saw them off with that early try and when knocked them back, and then they got they found their second win, they came back at us and Henshaw scoring again killed them off. Yeah. So they're two psychologically crucial moments in the game.
We'll come back to that Henshaw try, maybe dig into how they actually built up to it. It kind of summed up the second half. But in terms of how Ireland were mentally for this game, they had that figure eight before the match, but they really turned up with that passion, didn't they?
Well, I don't think that was ever going to be a problem. Like you know, you're playing the All Blacks. You know, if it doesn't go well, it goes very badly. There's no middle ground. So we're always going to be in the zone. But I thought our accuracy was very good. I thought we made them look ordinary because a number of things, probably their own downfall, as we said, the line-out didn't fire well from them. In the second half, they won more line-outs, but almost every line-out in the second half was a fat ball to two. So playing attack of a flat ball to two means our defence can get off the line a lot earlier and shut them down. So that really hurt them. They couldn't go to the tail of the line out. And the scrum was solid. And again, like we got off our line so well. We were very disciplined at the breakdown. We let them have the ball and trusted our system. And they struggled to put together any phase. Now we saw how devastated they were when they got into a bit of a rhythm. But we broke that rhythm enough and often enough to not let them finish the game.
Yeah, some pretty gleeful messages coming in from people at home. Obviously, it's just an incredible victory for him. I want to talk about that try, the Robbie Henshaw try. Brilliant set piece play, but the actual build up to it kind of summed up where and where in terms of that kick chase. Jared Painter, a beautiful pass to Simon Zebo. I thought Ireland's skill level actually was outstanding today. We talk about the All Blacks like that all the time, but
one of the weaknesses in the All Blacks defence for years is that the fullback comes up and closes the gate very early, like he up around the halfway line. So when that ball went over the top to Zebo, once he put that kick in behind Ben Smith, there was nobody home. It was a foot race. Now you get cover in there, but you can't get out of there. And like they got trapped into that corner, and that's been a weakness in the other. If you can get the ball to outside channels early and put it in behind them, it's always a foot race. And if you get lucky, you might pick up a try. Worst case scenario, you're trapped in the corner. And that was the field position that led to the scrum that led to the score.
Yeah, Conor Murray, brilliant chase. Most of the team, a brilliant chase. That set play, like it's so simple. A little switch play, you get Henshaw one-on-one, so where you can use his best. Well, is that Joe Schmidt all over?
Yeah, it's a 5 metres out. You set him up on a hard line, one-on-one. He's going to win the collision. He wins the collision, he's over the line. So like it was a very simple try, but well executed. And like we needed to get that field position at some point, and I felt once we scored there, it was over. But we needed to score there, and it was so simple. But you have to say as well, we were under no pressure at the scrum. So a lot of scrum plays don't come to fruition because the scrum wheels around or there's pressure on the number 8, but that was rock solid. So we had the perfect platform to run the perfect play 5 metres out. You know, Henshaw's going to run over most guys from that distance. There's no way going to stop him with that momentum.
We're sitting here in the press box. A few times I looked around to you and said, Andrew Trimble again. He was superb in defence.
Outstanding.
Kind of summing up what Ireland did defensively.
Well, it was his work rate, his kick chase, his tackling in the air. I mean, he made a great tackle in Surveyor at one stage, you know, and put him into touch. Surveyor's run around people, over people right through his career. But Trimble, like, when he's in this sort of form, like, the guy is unbelievably aggressive, does everything at 110%, and like is fearless in contact. So, but again, you know, you can pick guys out across the whole team today. The midfield access was excellent. You know, the back three were excellent. The back row worked together. Our line-up was rock solid. Our scrum was rock solid. Our defence, there's great balance in our defence. We got off our line, and the key thing with defence is discipline. You know, not giving away stupid penalties. We were very, very disciplined. Whereas the All Blacks, in comparison, were completely reckless in defence. The number of penalties they gave away in the first half, and even the second half, silly penalties, like the 3 points that Conor Murray kicked from I think it was from a restart, just a stupid blocking penalty like that you'd see at schoolboy level. That's the kind of you don't expect from them. But when you put pressure on teams, they make those sort of mistakes.
Yeah, nice to see Conor Murray get a chance to finally kick a goal.
Yes.
We also saw Joey Carberry kick a goal. I mean, we spoke beforehand. We said Ireland can't afford to lose Sexton early. Joey Carberry played a full quarter of that game, and he really stepped up.
He did well, and I suppose defensively they never went after him. That would have been the big test if they had tested him defensively, because he would have been outweighed by the guys around him. I mean, it would have been a very difficult situation for him. But in terms of his game management, he managed it well. He was very good in his kick and his distribution. He wasn't afraid to go to contact himself. He didn't go too far into contact, so he was going to get cut off. He took the contact, came back, set up the ruck, played a very, very, very solid game.
Yeah, I mean, there's a historic result as a standalone, but for Ireland as a squad, Joe Schmidt has signed on to the 2019 World Cup. What's this do for the squad? They're going to play the All Blacks back in Dublin in 2 weekends' time. Where does this leave?
Well, I think it's going to be a different game in Dublin now. I mean, like, the trick now is can we put 2 victories together against the All Blacks? The All Blacks, realistically, I don't think they'll play as poorly as they played today. They did play poorly. If you look at their stats, you know, they didn't play well. Now, you have to say credit to Ireland, we didn't let them play. Like, we did a lot of things that were really, really good. They never got into the rhythm, except for that purple patch, and we saw the Enders to wear. But they'll be hurt by that. They'll come to Dublin. We'll probably have to go out and do the same again, plus more in Dublin, you know. But I think there's potential to bring more guys in now.
Yeah,
play a different games, you know. O'Mahony, O'Brien comes in. Hopefully Sexton is okay, you know, because we do need him to start the game. It will be a very different scenario for Joey Carberry to start the test game. You know, it's actually coming in for your first card probably off the bench is the best time. There's no time to think. You know, you're in, thanks, and on you go, and you play. Like, you go weak to mull over it. Like, it's a lot of pressure. So hopefully Sexton's okay. He starts in Dublin, he's fitting well, and Carberry can still sit the bench. From what we saw today, there's no need to change that. To be fair to Schmidt, it was a risk that Carberry going into that game, if he had to start after 10 minutes, would he have managed 70 minutes? Who knows? But you have to say the time he was given he managed the game very well.
Yeah, it worked out well. Let's talk about Schmidt and the coaching staff, because they really stilted kind of preparation for this. They only got over late. The All Blacks have obviously had a full international season behind them, but it was just, Ireland looked so well prepared. Is this their greatest achievement, this coaching staff?
It was a simple game plan. There wasn't any rocket science in it. That didn't change anything too dramatically. They just probably were more accurate in their executions. I would say the one thing that Ireland have stepped up hugely on is their defence. Like, to be fair to Andy Farrell, systemically we look much more comfortable in our skin now. We're not giving away corners like we were, you know, up to even last Six Nations. We're now much more balanced in our game. We're not getting collapsed around the ruck too much, and that's why today you saw as the game went on. I mean, the All Blacks had moments, but overall, if you look at it from where we were up here, you get a great picture. We looked comfortable in defence most of the time. We got caught a few times, but most of the time, and that was because guys were not chasing rucks, guys were finding good spacing, and that was a big factor in that game. Like that, the All Blacks had to work incredibly hard for their scores, and we created a lot of turnovers by pressurising them when they had the ball. There was some uncharacteristic knock-ons, some uncharacteristic poor passing from the All Blacks. That's because the pressure of our defensive line was up in their face.
Yeah, absolutely superb defensive performance. In terms of the attack, like the second half was more about defending, scrambling a lot, work rate. The first half showed a variety in the attack from Ireland that we found.
Yeah, it was, well, as I said, there was a good mixture of the kicking game, which is sometimes in behind the defence, sometimes in the air. Our competition in the air was excellent. We kept
Zebo once in the second.
Yeah, we kept the ball in hand an awful lot. That's why we starved New Zealand of possession in the first half. But we were very accurate in building our scores. The maul worked brilliantly, and we mixed the maul and the ball off the top very well. We got good clean outs at the rucks, and we just held on to the ball and built pressure on the New Zealanders. And they kept hurting themselves with their poor discipline at the breakdown, and their poor discipline gave us a lot of field position, allowed us to play the game, and we got that combination of possession, territory and accuracy, and you build a score with that, and that's what happened. We built a very good score. Every chance we got. That yellow card in the first half cost New Zealand 12 points. That was catastrophic really for their half. Like, we really got full value out of that, 12 points in 10 minutes, and that changed the momentum of the game. Like, suddenly they were on the back foot, and we got a huge lot of confidence out of that, which meant we finished the first half out very strong, you know. And they didn't score coming up to half time, which they tend to do, puts them back into the game. And then we scored start the second half, another sucker punch to get started. Now they had that patch, but again we came back and scored, and it takes a lot of composure, a lot of confidence to just stay at what you're doing. not to panic and try and change something to make it different. We said in the first half, at the end of the first half, they had to continue doing what they were in the first half in the second, and by and large we did when we had the ball, and by and large we did when we were defending.
Yeah, listen Eddie, it's been brilliant to have you along. It's been an incredible day here in Soldier Field. Thanks everyone for watching at home. We're going to go hear what Joe Schmidt has to say, and hope everyone enjoyed that. Cheers.